Alright, what is up YouTube? Back at it again. So this, I'm recording this on Monday the 1st of June. It's actually the first day of the new training block, but I wanted to give a review of my previous training block and the last week of the training block. So the last week of the training block went quite well, I would like to think. Still, I have issues with my TFL, so squats weren't great on the Monday or day one, but yeah, that is what it is. I'm not too worried about that because I know it'll come back, and it was just a minor kind of setback having my left TFL minor injury that went away actually pretty quickly, but then that did actually flare up my other side as well, which isn't good. So adjust my watch so it's not on right. But the rest of the week went quite well, I would like to think. Managed to do 130 for a double on strict press. So essentially the entire block was behind the neck strict press, and then the very final session was in front, so from the shoulders strict press, and basically it was a 2x2, 2 sets, 2 reps, and it was a send it but don't kill yourself kind of thing. So I went 130, I went 122 for my first set, and that was kind of like felt like an 8ish. I could have probably done 4 reps, maybe even 5 if like things have gone well and all that. And then I was like, I'll go 130, and essentially my goal was, you know, do 2 sets, one at like an 8 and one at like a 9. And yeah, 130 for a double strict press, pretty comfortable. I was actually quite happy with that, because I haven't gone above 100 kilos in 8 weeks, because the program I've been doing has been behind the neck press, and you just can't go as heavy on that. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Then what else did I do that week? Oh, so the deadlifts, I went 290 for a double and then 310 for a double. When I say these numbers, I'm talking kilos, not pounds. You know, I weigh 140 odd kilos, so I would hope that I am deadlifting more than 310 pounds, which is only essentially my body weight. So yeah, 290 kilo and then 310 kilo. It's kind of hard for me to quantify how I feel about that and how good it was, because I got to the session after work, I was like, yeah, let's do this, I feel great, let's smash this. And then finished my warm-up, I was like, oh, my back's getting a bit pumped up just from my warm-up, what's going on? And then I got on deadlifts, and I was like, why is my back pumping up? And I was like, oh shit, this isn't good. Maybe I'm like, maybe my pelvis is sitting wrong, or something's going wrong, and my lower back's taking all the pressure. Why is it doing this? And I started kind of panicking in my head. You're going to injure yourself, you're going to hurt yourself, blah 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 blah, because that's where my brain goes, unfortunately. At the moment, as soon as something starts going wrong, my brain goes to, you're going to injure yourself. And especially on deadlifts, because that is where my most recent prolapse happened. I prolapsed a disc doing deadlifts, and then hurt it again doing log, like overuse issue doing log, and then I prolapsed it again playing football or soccer. So, you know, just a little bit of fear in there, I guess. So I went to 290 double. I was like, man, that felt quite hard. Maybe I shouldn't go up. And then I was like, no, you know, don't be a bitch. Go 310, you can do it. You know you can. And then I watched the 290 double video, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I've got 310, let's do it. Did 310 for a double, put it down. I was like, man, that was hard. Like that was maximal lift in my head. But then watching the video was clearly not a maximal lift, because I probably had 4 reps yeah, probably had 4 reps. It was probably like an 8 RPE. It's just the brain, yeah, the brain is a bit hard to get used to the idea of you can do this, you're not going to get injured, which is fun, to say the least. And then at the end of that session, I actually went the suitcase pickups, and I managed to go 142 and a half for that. Again, huge increase on previous weeks. I think the heaviest I've gone was 130, so you know, that was a really good number, and that was the number I wanted to finish the block on. I should probably upload that video to Instagram because that is reasonably impressive. And then, yeah, final session of the week was my day 4 pressing session. So it was again a 2x2 on incline bench, and it was a send it but keep 1 rep in the tank. So I went 165 for my top set of 2, and that felt pretty good. I had 3 reps. Yeah, I had 3 reps. I don't think I had 4, but I wasn't going to go for a 3rd rep because there was no one in the gym at the time to actually spot me, other than a couple of people that could definitely not spot me if something went wrong. So I just went and did the program, did the double, and then I went down to 160 because I was like, oh, you know, I don't want to go 165 again and potentially have it go pear-shaped. And the 160 was very comfortable. And then went on to the monster dumbbell. Again, session here was basically work up to a heavy single on either side of both arms, like heavy single left, heavy single right. I went 75 on my left pretty comfortably, but I didn't have any more than that in me. Left arm being my non-dominant arm, and then right arm I went 82 and a half. It was pretty comfortable, and then I put 87 on there, and then spent 10 minutes like jabbering to a couple of the other strength athletes that were in there, and then went, shit, I should probably do this. And by then my brain was just like, you've had enough, you should go home. And I did get up to my shoulder and actually got a really good like bounce off my shoulder, and like it felt good. I just didn't have the wherewithal to just push it and go for it. But yeah, pretty happy with, super happy with that. Super happy with the entire block in general. Things progressed along really well. The only thing that really fucked up the entire block was the stiletto squat that hurt my left TFL, which then did re-aggravate my right TFL. And that's not the program's fault. That was just, I did a squat, I drifted onto one leg because of previous injuries and me not concentrating on trying to be perfectly centered, and hurt myself. So I think if I had been able to finish off the block with the stiletto squats, I probably would have gone 210-ish for a set of 5 or set of 6 on the final week, but you know, that is what it is. Yeah, so we're into the new block now. So the original plan was I was going to transition from box squats to stilettos to general high bars, but because of the little injury on the stilettos, coaches pushed me back to boxes. Box squats work for me. They don't cause pain. So yeah, that'll be this block, which I'm going in to do squats now actually. And then yeah, we're going to be transitioning just general strength, and then my focus is actually losing a little bit of weight, dropping a little bit of body fat. So I'm probably going to look at losing maybe 8 kilos over the next 8 to 12 weeks. Just tighten up the diet a little bit. I'm reasonably good at the moment. I've had a little bit of takeaways, I've had takeaways quite a bit over the last 2 weeks, but I just need to cut that, focus on things. And yeah, coach recommended doing some carb cycling. I've done carb cycling before and it's worked. Gives you good energy for your workouts, and then brings your calories down so you drop mass. I just want to drop a little bit of fat mass because yeah, it's fat mass, like mass moves mass, yeah, whatever. But in reality, like the more fat mass you have, you want to have more contractile tissue, and fat doesn't contract, whereas muscle does. So my focus is more muscle mass, less fat mass. And now that I'm able to train hard and push hard, I have actually been gaining mass, like muscle mass. So I'm like, well, let's push it up and get stronger and get bigger. Oh, there's a lot of people waiting in line to go to the car wash. So yeah, try and drop like probably 8 kilos over the next 12 weeks. Perfect time because I'm not competing, I'm not doing anything like that. So perfect time to try and drop that extra fat mass and lean out. And yeah, we're just focusing on still general strength. Coach is making me want to die on Fridays with the program that he's running, so that's all right. 10 sets is 6 reps on snatch grip, 3 second eccentric deadlifts, but I do just the deadlifts and then some core exercises and I'm gone, so I should be able to handle that. And now I'm getting to do strict press from front rack instead of behind the neck, which will be good for me as well because I need to transition. Then we're going to be transitioning into push press from there, and then like push jerks or whatever other technique work I want to go on. Still doing monster dumbbell because it's my worst overhead, so I need to get better at it, and it's a very technical lift. And yeah, box squats. So getting to do some box squats now. I need to get last week's video uploaded tonight, which is ready to go. I just need to do this video. And I need to trim my beard because it's getting a bit unruly for me at least. I like it quite short. Oh no. Just thought there was a random dog just walking down the street, but no, this man's taking his dog for a walk. Good on. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get in there, do some filming, look for the box squats because hopefully there's no pain from the TFLs. Yeah, let's get into it. Thank you for tuning in for this video, which is last week's lifts. I mean, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so yeah, the lifting is going to be pretty short today because I didn't actually record that much. So this is the heaviest I got up to with the stiletto squats. That I thought the TFL injury was fine and was gone, but I got into the session and it started flaring up almost immediately, mostly on my right side, but left side as well. So I got just a couple of sets in at 140, just I think 2 sets in the end, and then it flared up to the point where I was like, I can't do any more. But yeah, I still got the supersets in as best I could. So the stilettos followed by the hamstring curls. I think I ended up doing 4 sets total. I went 100, 140, 140, 100. And I did lying hamstring curl for the 100 and the 140, and then the next 2 sets I went the seated hamstring curl. Getting in my core work here. I think this is the last thing I recorded for this day because I was a little bit annoyed with the TFL holding me back. But I'm enjoying this exercise still. Really trying to throw it from my hip and not using my shoulders at all. Getting that core in. Yeah, on to Wednesday. Really happy with this. So this is 122, so this is my first set at like an RPE, probably 7 or 8. And this is 130. So I'm a proponent of, like, if you're going to strict press properly. Don't use your legs, don't use your hips or back or any of that. Just try and use your shoulders and shoulders only. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Now that I watched the video. And just me, second video basically of the 130, me going through my setup, trying to get the mind right before I do the lift, because for me, the mental is everything at the moment. That's the reason why I'm struggling with things so much. I just mentally not there to push myself because I'm so worried about getting hurt again. And just holding it there at the top just to show that I do have like good control. Yeah, behind the neck pull downs, as I have been with all my shoulder presses. This is the heaviest I go on this exercise. I think this is 100 kilos, I think. This pushed quite far. Like, it looks like the reps look pretty easy. I am using my body to get the weight to move down. And then kind of did a bit of boo-boo here. Didn't follow what coach said. It was meant to be a top set of 5 basically on each, and I wasn't confident in the 55 kilo dumbbell, so I went to 52 and a half, like a same weight I did last week. And it was like, I'm going to do as many reps as I can on my left arm. I got to 8, and I was like, yeah, I'm happy with that. And then just try and do the same on the right arm, which will be a lot more comfortable because it's my dominant arm. But yeah, pretty happy with this, considering I had failed this 2 weeks previous, this weight for 5, and then got it last week at a maximal lift, and then to do it for 8 the next week just shows I'm progressing quite quickly. And just running through some of the accessory movements, this is the heaviest I've gone as well on this. I don't know how much that is. What do we got? 10s, 5s, and 2.5s. So 17.5 on each side, 35, about 50 kilos because the bar weighs 14.5 kilos. Just shaking out my arm there. I'm still getting a little bit of tendon pain, I guess, just in my left elbow. It's interesting. It's despite the fact it's on the back of my arm where I feel it, it affects the bicep more than anything. Like I feel it on the bicep more than anything. On to day 3, deadlifts. This was a huge mental game for me because I'm just terrified of getting hurt again because I got hurt on deadlifts. I managed to go 290 for a double, and then this is 310. I'm just like, I'm slow. I'm pulling very slowly. I'm a slow puller anyway, but I'm just pulling very slowly because I'm being cautious. I thought there was an RPE 9, 10, and then I've watched the video countless times and realized I probably had like 4 or 5 reps there pretty comfortably. Managed to hit my goal number for this as well. So this is 142.5. So pretty happy with this to be able to, number one, great grip. Like my grip is incredibly strong. Even just like on my left hand, which is my non-dominant hand, just opening my hand up to adjust if I need to. Yeah, 142.5 kilos is suitcase pickups, pretty strong. Got a look at the camera there. And then yeah, on to the final day. I told you it wasn't going to be a lot of lifting videos. I didn't record very much. So this is 165. So the goal was 2 doubles. So 165, and then I backed down to 160. I did want to go 165 again, but I was like, there's no one in here to spot me, and if I mess it up, I'm probably going to end up decapitating myself. And then, yeah, dumbbell. So this is 75 on left arm. Pretty happy with this. I think the heaviest I've done on my left arm is 75, so this would be equal to that. Yeah, it's just interesting how just the dumbbell kind of seems to fall towards my head, but I do have control of it. And then this is right arm, so this is 82.5. I let it get a little bit away from me, but I lock it out pretty comfortably in the end. And I took too long a rest before this. Went for 87. Get a good pop off my shoulder, but I was never going to get this. Brain wasn't in it. Mental wasn't in it. But happy enough with that. On to the next block.